Hello, Algebra 1 students, and welcome back to your Semester 2 final exam review. We're looking at problem 50, which comes directly from lesson 10.1, and there's going to be a little bit of 10.2 thrown in as well. So, let's take a look at 10.1. Which of the following is the vertex form of f of x equals x squared plus 4x plus 7? Well, what we discussed in 10.1 is that currently our equation is in the form, and I'm just going to use y, ax squared plus bx plus c. And they want us to change it to the form y equals a x minus h squared plus k. There's actually quite a few ways that you can figure this out. And so I'm going to give you a bunch of different options, and you should choose the one that appeals to you or makes the most sense. So the first way you can do this is by kind of a guess and check sort of method. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the fact that we have x squared plus 4x plus 7, and we know at some point down here we want to end up, there's just a 1 in front, so I don't need to put the 1 in front of the parentheses, something with an x, something with a square. Now, the inside of this x and something squared is the part that's going to take care of the x squared plus 4x. And we've done this enough times now that hopefully you're comfortable realizing that the number inside of here is just going to be, and now we'll just do it right above, sorry. The number inside of here is just going to be half of that b term every time. So I'm just going to take half of 4, and that's going to give me a positive 2. Now we can actually see this as well. So this is going to be right here when we set this up, calling it our guess. Okay. And then over on the side, I'm going to go ahead and check it. Let's see if I'm right. Now I'll be right if when I do x plus 2 squared, it equals x squared plus 4x plus 7. And don't forget that to do x plus 2 squared, we do x plus 2 times itself. So I'm going to quickly make my box. The x plus 2's go on the outside. And the inside becomes x squared, 2x, 2x, and 2 times 2 is 4. So the inside becomes x squared, combining our like terms here, plus 4x plus 4. Does this match what we started with? And the answer is certainly not, but it's very close. The x squareds match, the 4x's match. The thing that doesn't match though is I got a 4. And if it was going to be exactly equal, because we're trying to figure out which one is equal to the original problem, this 4 would be a 7. But that's easily fixable. To turn 4 into 7, I just need to add 3, don't I? And so, my actual answer then, after we tried our guess, is I was very close. It is x plus 2 squared, but I needed to add an extra 3 to make it into a 7. So x plus 2 squared plus 3 is our answer. Now, if that didn't settle well with you, I have 2 more options for you. So definitely stick through and make sure you're comfortable with these 2 as well. And then you can pick the one you like the most. So, option 2 is going to be using our formula to complete the square. So our formula to complete the square, x squared plus 4x plus 7, okay, is just going to focus on the x squared plus 4x. That's still the important bit. So I'm going to say x squared plus 4x plus a blank plus 7. Now, this blank comes from completing the square. You can check out my previous video. You can check out 10.2, whatever works best for you. But what we have to do is we have to take half of 4 and then square that. Half of 4 is 2. 2 squared is 4. So x squared plus 4x plus 4 is what we call a perfect square trinomial. And what we cover in our video in 10.2 is that x squared plus 4x plus 4 is a perfect square trinomial, which means it's actually very fast to factor. It's going to factor into x plus 2 squared. That is equal to x squared plus 4x plus 4. And if you're not sure why, take a look up here, right? X squared plus 2x plus 2x plus 4. See the x plus 2 times x plus 2, that's x plus 2 squared. It ends up becoming just the half of 4 every time. Very easy to factor. But we're not quite done, because we know this isn't the right answer. And the reason it's not the right answer is because up here we just randomly added 4 to this side of the equation, to the right side. And that causes our equation to become unbalanced. So to keep everything balanced, if you add 4, you do need to subtract 4 from the same side. Add 4, subtract 4, add 4, subtract 4. That keeps everything balanced. And so, as we simplify this down, we get x plus 2 squared plus 3. Ta-da! Now, one more way, and this way is actually what a lot of my students end up doing, and so we'll call this one option 3. They are very clever, and they realize that each of these equations are in HK form. And so they say, well, in HK form, and we'll just look at the right answer for now, this right here gives us the vertex. Vertex is, of course, the opposite of h, comma, k. So if we look at that, if we know that that is the vertex, then couldn't we just find the vertex and match it? Because all the vertexes, the vertices here, are different. This is 2, 3. This one is negative 2, comma 7, and 2, comma 4. So I think if we find the vertex of this equation, we just have to match the one that has the right vertex, and we're set. So we're going to go ahead and find the vertex. I'll rewrite the equation right here. X squared plus 4x plus 7. Let's double check, make sure that's right. Good. And then to find the vertex, we need to remember that the vertex is usually given as h comma k. And the h value comes from the quadratic formula. So negative b over 2a. Remember that? You can check back to my 10.5 video if you need more instruction here. So we need to determine b and a. Looks like my a value is the 1 in front of x squared, and the b value is the 4. So negative 4 over 2 times 1. Negative 4 divided by 2, which is negative 2. This tells us that the h value is negative 2 comma something. So if I go back up to the top, we already know it's negative 2 comma something, which means that d and b are out. They both had a positive 2. Alright, well then we need the k value. And our k value comes from just taking the h value and substituting it in. So negative 2 squared, you need those parentheses. Some of my students are still forgetting those. Need those parentheses. And then you can just put all that in the calculator if you'd like, or you can follow PEMDAS. 4 minus 8 plus 7, negative 4 plus 7, and 7 minus 4 is 3. There we go. Negative 2 comma 3. And so we have our answer, which is, of course, C. Thank you, as always, for tuning in, and hopefully these different ways made sense to you. Pick your favorite, practice it, and you'll find that success on your final.